Learning Guitar. Today we continue on to exercise 45 on page 56. 3 notes played together. Now this is 3 notes opposite the thumb, right? So we're getting much closer, and now we can start doing a lot more material repertoire as soloists on the guitar, individual guitar players, right? It's the same concept as when we played 2 notes together. When the notes are stacked on top of each other, they're played at the same time, okay? Basic concept here, the lowest note is I, the next one is M, the next one is A, okay? So all 3 of those are going to happen at the same time, just like when we had I on the first string and M on the second string, and you struck both of those at the same time. Now we're going to add A to the first string. Sometimes we did A and M at the same time. Sometimes we did I and A at the same time. Now we're going to do I, M, and A at the same time. What I want you to notice in these camera angles is that these are free stroke. I got P planted on the 6th string because we don't know when we're going to use it, but it's ready there to play. I, M, and A strike and come into the hand like a ball, except loosely, right? And then we can always talk about tone and dynamics and so on, but for now I like to play behind the sounds whole to do this. Okay, a little bit of text here that's good to know. Due to its natural weakness, special attention should be directed to A. In this case, the highest voice of the 3 notes played with the fingers is always sounded by A and must be struck with sufficient force to be heard distinctly. Yeah, and this is true because if the middle strings are played here, this is the accompaniment, right? Here's the bass, here's the accompaniment, here's the melody. So A is usually playing a melodic figure, and it's the weakest of the 3, or of the 4 that we're being used so far, because we're not using E yet, because classic guitar doesn't go into flamenco just yet, right? We'll talk about that when we get into path C eventually. So I, M, and A stacked. And all 3 of those happen at the same time, remembering that we're moving from the knuckle. So here we can see that I'm doing G, B, and E. These are my open 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string for 1, 2, 3, 4 measures. Okay, so if I was counting that in 3/4 time. Then it's not until the next measure that I see that I have multiple notes. We just have to count it. I have an A, which is on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. I have a C, which is on the 1st fret, 2nd string. And an E, which is the open 1st string. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for these 2 measures. So now if I put the whole first line together, it looks and sounds like this. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, it actually no changes here. We have E, G, B, G, B, E, G, B, E, G, B, E for 2 measures, and then G, C, E. So I actually add the first finger. And then it adds the 2nd finger to get the A, C, E. So we're adding 1 finger at a time. So we go from no fingers to 1 finger on the 2nd string to now a finger on the 2nd string and a finger on the 3rd string. And we'll see that pattern is going to continue as we go. Here's the first line. Here we go. We look down at the next line. I see that I still have the A and C, but now my open E went to an F sharp. Right? We learned from our beginner guitar class that's a D7 chord. So I have that happening for 2 measures. And then I'm going to use my 4th finger to get from the F sharp to the G. And these other fingers come off because I have a G and a B open. And now what happens here? I still have G and B open, but now instead of having a note on the top, I have a note on the bottom, my open D. So what happens here is I'm going to go, and then I'm going to move these 3 fingers up. Instead of being on the first, second, and third strings, now they're going to be on the second, third, and first string, and that's going to allow me to play the notes D, G, and B at the same time. So I'm looking at these 2 measures right here. It's going to look like this. And then now I can look forward and I see that D is going to continue in the low part, so now I know that I'm still keeping my first finger on the 4th string. I'm going to add A and C here, so now I'm still playing these 3 strings. And then it goes back to that measure that I had over here before where it's D, G, and B, open. So these last 3 measures will look and sound like this. And then it repeats. I'm going to kick this down to 60. I'm going to play through it at 60, and then I'll play through it again at 80. Here it goes. Add the first finger, C. Add the second finger, A. Add the third finger, F sharp. Use the 4th finger for G, everything else open. All fingers up. Add A and C. And now I take the repeat. This time I won't talk through it. And now I will take this up to 80 and give us a faster take. 1, 2, 3, here we go.